everybody, it is Stephanie with Festive Creations by Stephanie. Come on in and say hey. I have been dying to make a nautical wreath. I have so many fun things to use in designs like this, but I needed the weather to get warm enough so that I could paint my grapevine, which I did yesterday. I painted several. So I want to get this started. Let's talk about some of the things, and I don't know what all I'm going to use, so I just brought out plenty of options. I brought out some of this water plant, succulent, I think that's what it's, a water eucalyptus. I thought that might go well in a nautical theme. This water plant, I brought out a couple of those. How fun. I brought out some of my coral fern. This is so much fun to use in beachy nautical type wreaths, and so we're going to be playing with some of that. That I definitely know is going in there. This little guy is definitely going in my design. He is called an artichoke. Where did his tag go? I don't even know. He's called an artichoke, and when I picked this out at market, I'm like, this is going to look amazing in like a beach type nautical wreath. How fun is that? Like I said yesterday, I painted my grapevine. And if you've never played with painted grapevines before, I highly recommend it because it really gives your grapevine like a unique look. So this one has that nautical feel to it. It just simply says welcome. It's got the seashells, the sand, the nautical background, and so that's my inspiration. All right, so let's get started. I want to get started. So this is an 18-inch grapevine I spray painted. Depending on the look I'm going for, I actually want some of the natural wood color to show through. So it's not, you'll see like shadows of natural wood in here, and that's intentional. I like that ambience, kind of like a distressed wood look, except on a grapevine. So I'm going to start with our sign, and we're going to get ready to attach it here. Dap Rapid Fuse Glue. Let me zoom in down here, and let's just focus down here. How about that? Okay, so let me figure out where I want to place this, and I'm trying to think about the big picture, right? So where I'm going to put, because this is going to be a focal point, and then my bow is also going to be a focal point. So I believe that I'm going to put this guy a little bit at an angle. So let's start there. Let's add him to our grapevine. I know some of you guys are apprehensive to work with grapevines, but I will tell you, it is my favorite wreath base to work with. One of my all-time favorites. And I think one of the big reasons is that I get to play with flowers and greenery and things like that, which is fun. But also, I'm not... it's already done. So the base of my design is already done. So it takes less time to put a grapevine wreath together. That's another one of my favorite reasons. And if you've never worked with grapevine, they're never perfect. Grapevine are never going to be perfect. They sometimes will not lay flat because they're all handmade. So you just kind of have to play with your grapevine, lay it down. Which side do you want to be the front? Which one you want to be the back? Like in this case, this side of the grapevine is thicker than this side. Guess what? We can camouflage that so that it looks a little more even. Or if we wanted to put that thicker side up at the top, and then we're going to be adding this artichoke to it. So it can very easily be camouflaged just by moving your grapevine around and figuring out where you want to place everything. And I love placing things before I attach them or like glue them down permanently. if I'm unsure. That makes it a lot easier. Hello. And we just need it tight enough that it's not going to wiggle. Not going to wiggle. Okay. All right, so there is our sign, and look at how that already looks up against that white grapevine. What a huge accent that makes when we add some paint to a grapevine. Okay, let's go ahead and cut these off. And when I do, I'm going to tuck the ends of these back up into the grapevine. So I have a very systematic thing when I do grapevines. I tuck them back in there, and then I'll take a spot of glue. Let me get the lid off my glue pot. And I don't want that stick stuck. I'll take a little bit of glue and just put right over the pipe cleaner on my grapevine so it doesn't shift, and it just makes it more secure. And also, if there's any sharp edges from where I cut that, it can help protect the customer's door. So I just do a little bit of glue on there. While we're waiting for that glue to set up, let's bring out some ribbon and let's make a bow. So I chose the natural ribbon with the anchors on it, and then a nice clean white with a snowdrift edge. And I brought some other colors out, you guys, but when I put these in the combination of everything that I'm going, I was like, this is the fresh, clean look that I was going for. I wanted a fresh, clean look. I don't want a dirty, beachy, nautical ambiance. I want a fresh, clean look. All right, so we're going to make a bow, and I'm going to use my Easy Bow Maker. And this particular guy is going to have some tails to it, and I'm going to do both ribbons at the same time. How about that? Both of them at the same time. Let's go wild and crazy today. Wild and crazy. Okay. And bring those down. We're going to go about out to the 5-inch mark. Both ribbons at the same time. And make some loops. All right, let's do one more little one. And give him some tails. Ta-da! All right. By now, my glue should be about dry on the back of my sign. So let me take a piece of floral wire here. Put my glasses on so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And ta-da! Get this just a little more centered. Okay, fun, fresh, clean looking nautical bow right there. Let's bring our my grapevine back over here, and let's start creating. All right, I'm actually going to bring that down just a smidge. And yes, I'm happy with that placement. Okay, so right in there. So let me add some glue. And he's going to get, I might need to plug in my glue gun too. So let me do that after I get him seated. There we go. Let me plug in my glue gun too. Sometimes when I get little intricate spaces, using the glue pot doesn't work. Okay, so think about that focal point and the rule of 3. So we're kind of making a triangle motion. We have the sign here, the artichoke here, and then the bow is going to go right in this area. And so it's kind of like a little formula that you can use when you're making grapevines, or any wreath design actually, is having that triangular pattern going on. So let's add our bow, and let's get it placed, and then we're going to start adding some of this fun coral fern spray, some I want to see if this water plant and the, what the heck is it called? I always forget. The water eucalyptus, yes. I want to see if that's going to fit well with this. I think it will. It looks good on the table. All right, so I added my bow there. So again, I'm going to take some glue and secure that down so that wire stays in place and it doesn't scratch our potential customer's door. Okay, guys, this already looks so stinking cute. All right, but we are not done yet. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. So he looks out of place, right? Because he's kind of sticking up from everything else. So we're going to actually make this all fall into place now. Let's take some of our, what I think looks like a seaweed, but it's called a plastic coral fern. Great for nautical themed. And we're going to incorporate that. Oh, I better save that because I haven't taken that out of inventory yet. Heather will shoot me if inventory is off. She will blame me, and she will be right. She will be right. All right, so now we're going to pull them all together by adding some of these elements in there. And again, if you're not sure about placement, just don't glue them down yet. Don't glue them down until you figure out where you want to put them. Okay, I like him very much in there. I might want to bring him a little more this way. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm ready to glue. Oh, look how just adding that coral fern, doesn't it look like seaweed? Can you guys see that? Can you see that? Aw, thank you, girl. So adding that, I like it. So I wasn't sure. I'm experimenting because that's what we do as creatives, right? Is adding some of these other elements. So adding some of this water eucalyptus, which is naturally found. And it has like these little roots that grow upward. So I'm not sure how I want to dissect it, but I want the roots to come with it. Okay, look. Yes. Okay. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, please. Hang on, friends. Just hang on. Okay. This is actually a hand-wrapped. Ta-da! I just dissected the heck out of that. And it's still all intact. Okay, it was until I just pulled on that. Drats. Epic fail there. Where's my floral tape? Ta-da! We're going to add that puppy right back on there because I want him to be in there. It's like part of the ambiance. And not very often do I have my floral tape sitting right there handy. So our little water plants sticking out, making an appearance. All right, let's take some of our water eucalyptus and we're going to go up underneath here. And bring some of that color forward. I know I was all worried about those roots, and I'm still going to cover them up with that bow, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. And I don't want to come too far forward and cover up the sign, but I do want it to, so I have that coral fern kind of touching the sign, so it kind of all connects. But this one's a little more dense, so I don't want it covering up my sign. Check it out. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more filler to this, so I'm gonna use that second. Let's see what this looks like so far. So I am gonna use the second coral fern and a little more of this up around my artichoke. So far, so good. How fun is this? My bow got messed up. Don't judge me. Don't judge me on the bow yet. We'll get him all fluffed up and looking pretty. And I'm going to take some of this eucalyptus and put it behind my artichoke. So yesterday, like I said, I painted this grapevine white. And the other one I painted, it's called a Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree Green. It's a really unique shade of green. And it is one of my favorite go-to colors. You'll see. I will be making a wreath with it soon. All right, let's take this back around. Okay, yes. I wasn't sure if that's where he wanted to go, but yes, it is where he wants to go. He just didn't know it yet. Let's take some more of our coral fern. And for this one, I don't need quite these big long strips, so I'm actually going to cut it in half at a joint. Let me get rid of the tag first. So I'll find about the halfway point and cut it right at the joint in between two stems, and that will give me more to work with too. I'm looking at this on camera going, you guys are not getting the best view in the world, because this looks amazing in person versus what it looks like on camera. And isn't that true? You know, like when we're trying to take pictures or videos of our objects and your customer gets it and it's like, oh my gosh, it looks so much prettier in person. Photography just doesn't do some of our items justice. If you put anything that has mostly glue in it, in direct sunlight, hot sunlight for very long, guess what? The glue will start to melt. So as you're adding things to a grapevine wreath, you want to think about that. How secure you have it, how deep you have it in the twines of your grapevine, so that it's, if it does start to shift a little, it's not going to slide out of the grapevine. But, and also, you know, think about how people store their wreaths. Do you, could they possibly be storing in the attic, a Christmas wreath in the attic during the hot weather? Could be kind of hazardous to its health if you're using all glue. Okay, that one I know has plenty of glue on it. And ta-da! Okay, guys, we are getting close for the big reveal. Let's come up to the wall. There you go. A little bit of close-up there. And guys, I literally, after I hang up my wreath, I'll go to the other side of the wall. You know, like I'm standing over here now going, okay, is it right? Is placement right? Does it look good? I always have to take a few steps back. So like right now, I can tell you I want my bow to shift inward a little, more towards the center, because I felt like it was pointing this direction. And I want to bring a little more of this greenery to the front. I like that better. All right, guys, you have a great rest of your afternoon, and I will see you soon. Have a good one.